Um, yeah, screw it. Let's start early. Hi, welcome. It's Order 42. And yes, it is my birthday week. As far as I know, I don't know if it is anybody else's birthday, but hey, happy birthday to all. Even if it isn't your birthday. I mean, whatever. But look, TL came in first. First, TL. Ninjinzu was next. Bucho coming in hot. And thank you for the happy birthday. Yes. Yes. So yeah, how's it going? How's it going? Let's see. My birthday's in summer, so thanks. 5 minutes early. Well, I mean, I always start at 6:55, and then I usually don't go live until 7. But screw it, screw it. Let's get going. Let's going on. Let's just do the thing. And Super AJS, thank you. Appreciate the birthday wishes. And look, I don't want you to feel bad. In fact, after I put it up, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Is it true that I didn't get any birthday presents? No, it's not true. It's not true. I got this for my part of my birthday. So don't you worry about me, okay? I'm doing well. And I got some other things this week. So, but yeah. Guess I got to accept the fact that it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, TL. Even though you said it's not till summer, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday week, all that apply. Yes. And hi, Rufus. Good to see you. Good to see you. Didn't I get one of those 11 days ago? What? What did you get? Oh, a happy birthday. Gotcha. Today is your brother's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your brother. Hopefully he's had a great day. I gotta be honest. And good old, that's not the button. Bucho. Bucho loves it when I'm honest because it's the only way to be over here on Order 42. I have crazy sinus pressure today. Like I woke up and my head hurt. And then like all day I've just been like, oh. So yeah, if I'm a little slow on the uptake on some things today, I'm just going to say, I apologize. Now, this week's been weird on the old YouTubes. Is it an allergy thing? Probably. Like, it's probably because we got like a cold snap today and yesterday where it should already be like in the 60s, 70s, and it didn't get above 60 today. So yeah, it's just been one of those days. I don't know. I feel like the kid in Dazed and Confused where he's always doing this. Yeah, that's how I felt today. Remember Dazed and Confused? Anybody remember that movie? And do you remember that kid? He's always anytime something's going wrong, he's like, oh God. And I'm like, who does that? Who touches their nose that much? I know I don't. But I mean, there you go. But yeah, YouTube has been nuts this week. If you remember, toward the end of the last FB, how's it going? Okay? Just saying. Don't get crazy, or the hammer will come down. I'm confused if I watch it or not. Are you dazed or confused about it? But yeah, late on the stream last week, we hit like right at I'm almost at 3,000. And then today, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But YouTube has been pushing my stuff. It's really been pushing my stuff. Typically, I get like on a short, I was getting around 100, maybe 200 views on a short. Well, the other day I had one go up to like 500 and I'm like, "Oh, that's actually really that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like you get paid or anything like that off of shorts that much, but it was still like, oh, cool. You know, pushing my shorts a little bit. I like that. And then on Friday, I believe, I did one on the Ninja Turtles movie from 2007, and it got up to 3,200. And I'm like, whoa, that's actually really good. This is I like this. I like this turnaround. And then on Sunday, I put up one on the Star Wars Clone Wars movie. Okay? 10,100, which again, for me, that's crazy. That's crazy good. So hey, I appreciate whoever hit the button that said, hey, maybe this guy could use some views. All I know is I like it. I like to see that people are watching my stuff and hopefully enjoying my stuff. I mean, that's what it's really all about. So I appreciate that. So yeah, shorts are doing well, and again, I think the main reason for the shorts is that it helps your subs. People subscribe off of shorts, and yeah, I was at 29.72 or something like that for weeks, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get like plus 60. So I'm at 31 or whatever it is now. What is it at now? Yeah, 31. I mean, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. So thank you, YouTube and the YouTube algorithm, for apparently throwing my stuff out there and more people are watching it. I like that. So there you go. Is it Rob's birthday? My birthday isn't today. Calum. And thank you, Calum. It's the birthday week because my birthday falls on Saturday this year. So I said, hey, why not? Let's just celebrate it all week, kind of, I mean, that's basically what my wife does, when it's her birthday week. It's like, hey, we're just doing whatever she wants to do on that week. Which, I mean, again, I get to do this for like a job. So I'm not too fussed about, doing everything I want to do. I will say I'm probably going to finish the 4th draft of the new movie probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday or Friday, but I'm thinking that I'll probably get it done tomorrow. I got a lot done today. Even with the sinus pressure, I'm like, I gotta knock this out. Let's get going. So yeah. And thank you, FB, for the happy birthday wishes. YouTube telling people to eat my shorts. Chodeheads Deluxe. You're making a movie now? Yes, FB. I mean, I've already been a part of one movie, which is, Adventures in Game Chasing, now available on Apple, Amazon, and if you want to stream it for free on Tubi, you can do that. It's available to watch, and you can see me in a couple of scenes. It's kind of cool. But, and again, that was our first movie, and I say our, Billy, Jay, me, all the guys. It was our first movie, and I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of the work that I did. I'm proud of the work that we all did, and hopefully the next movie will be even better. So we'll see. I'm just assuming it's the Chucklehead script. Yes, Ninjutsu. That is the current working title, is Chuckleheads. But we'll see if that sticks all the way through to release. I think it will, because I think it's kind of the perfect name, but we'll see. We'll see. I remember that one. I saw it pirated on a website. Now I won't watch it on there. I want to pay for it. Well, if that's true, then I appreciate that you would pay for it, or at least watch it on Tubi, where we can, if there are ads, we get the ad revenue off of it. So yeah, I would appreciate that. I'm not one for pirating. Used to be pretty big on get whatever you can when you can, all that kind of thing. Not so much anymore, especially now that I can afford it. Speaking of affording things, did anybody take part in the big sale yesterday over on Amazon? Because yesterday, for those of you who may or may not be aware, yesterday, March 25th, is the day that the One Ring was destroyed. So Amazon ran a 24-hour sale on all of their Tolkien, or well, not all of them, but a lot of Tolkien books on Kindle. So like ones that were $11.99, $12.99, they were like $1.99 and $2.99. So I bought a lot of them. A lot of them I just didn't have digitally. I mean, most of them I have over here because, I'm a Tolkien nerd, but I didn't have them digitally. And the reason you might be going, but why? Why spend an extra $2 on a book you already have on the shelf? And I'll say this. The great thing about having digital versions is that they're searchable. So if you want to look something up real fast, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So anyway, look, I get it. If you're not a reader or into Tolkien, I get it. But that was a hell of a deal. Like I said, I don't know how many books I got. I got 14. I got 14 digital books from Amazon yesterday. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, and also, the only real pickup from this week is it's another book, and you might be going, oh, boring. But this is in my opinion, one of Stephen King's most important books. And it's called On Writing. It's a book that he finished shortly after his accident in 1999, where he was hit by a vehicle, near fatal accident in 1999. He wrote this, and he was already in the process of writing it and finished it after his accident. And I gotta say, it's a wonderful. It's not even a story. It's his writing process, and if you're into writing stories, this is. You should read this. Even if you're not that much of a fan of Stephen King, seeing someone else's process is very invaluable to a writer. So now I've read this before. I've read it before. I never had I think I checked it out from the library, I think, digitally, read it, and then was like, I'm going to buy that at some point. And then I know Wraith isn't here tonight, at least not yet. He's not here. But Wraith and I were out and about doing some looking at some different, secondhand type places and stuff like that. And we ran across a copy of On Writing, and I said, if you don't buy this, I will. And he's writing too. So hopefully he's doing well with his writing. Dreamcast era was insane for pirating. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, the whole era in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, man, it was everywhere. You couldn't go 5 minutes without seeing some pirated copy of something, whether it was software or, games or movies, music, Napster and all that kind of stuff. All of that was going on. But again, this day and age, at least for me, I can afford it, and I can't justify not. Like, I remember this was an excuse I used to use. Well, I wouldn't have listened to it anyway, or I wouldn't have bought it anyway. So I'm not really hurting anything. I'm like, I started to really see through that sort of rationalization that I was trying to make for myself. And after a while, I was like, I can't rationalize. I can't. No, I can't. You shouldn't enjoy someone's art without watching it in the way that it should be watched, with whether it's or whatever listened. I don't know. I mean, even YouTube, going on YouTube and watching it, you're at least gonna, they're gonna make a little something off of the ads and the views and all that kind of stuff. So Anyway, Matt Walls, welcome. How's it going? How you doing? You doing well? I hope you're doing well. My bastard ass is late. Well, Ricky, how dare you? Technically, you're not really that late. We started 5 minutes. Usually, I start like right at 7. Like I'll start the stream starting soon thing. But I just said screw it. Let's start. So there you go. Dreamcast era is my favorite era. I had a Dreamcast and I had a few games. I didn't play it that often. I've been live for 16 minutes. Yeah. Does it actually say that somewhere? You acting at stream health. Stream is healthy, which is good. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't actually show that to me anywhere. Like the actual live. I know, I mean on OBS it shows me that I'm almost at 18 minutes. But I think that's when I hit the live button. So, there you go. Where did I go? My cousins had like 20 massive CD album binders, but my aunt only let me play 30 minutes. Well, I mean, that's part of the deal, right? Moderation. It's all about moderation. Now, when you become an adult, that moderation can go out the window a little bit. You have to pull it back a little bit. Maybe. I mean, if you're trying to do anything productive, you know what I'm saying? You love your Dreamcast? Well, I'm happy for you guys that are Dreamcast fans. I just never really got into it. And that era of gaming was for me, it was a little rough, that sort of early 3D stuff. I don't know. Just, yeah. Matt Cave Gaming, welcome. And Xeno in some characters that I'm not familiar with. But thank you for the happy birthday wishes. That is going to be, like I said, it's on Saturday, but I figured, why not? Why not talk about it? And again, I don't even know what we're doing, if we're doing anything. My guess is we'll probably just go out to eat. We'll probably go hiking because that is typically our Saturday. This is what we're doing on Saturday is we typically go hiking now because we're going, let's see, is it early June? We'll be going to Yellowstone and it's one of the hikes is 9 miles. 9 times. Anybody remember that? 9 times. I don't remember him being absent 9 times. 9 times. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Ready for the week to be over with. I'm just trying to stay alive long enough to go to my vacation soon. Matt Walls. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I mean, like I said, I'm a very lucky man, okay? That I've been able to basically chase this dream of mine for the last 5 years or so. Yeah. Now, I mean, there's no guarantee that it'll always last. I might have to go find a job somewhere, try to hook up with some of my old coworkers and just go, hey, you got any open positions? Probably entry level since I'm, 5 years out of the loop. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get this movie financed and go from there. But we'll see. It's not my birthday, and I'm definitely not 52. Okay. Y'all are already being weird. Anyway, Dreamcast, my all-time favorite system as well. I sure miss that era. It was a strange era, but it grew on me. Matt Cave, I don't know, man. A lot of that stuff, like everybody talks about, because that was around the time of the 64 and the original Xbox, right? I mean, I might be getting my eras confused because I was not a big gamer back then, and part of it was because I can't stand those early 3D graphics. I just couldn't get into it. I was much more of a sprite guy. So like when everybody was playing like like Virtua Fighter and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I'd rather play Street Fighter, where it looks good, you know? But that's just me. I don't know. Ferris Bueller, Matt Cave. Good one. Good one. 9 times. That was something that, for whatever reason, back in the old podcast days, me and Brian and Jerry, we used to do that all the time. We would 9 times. And it's just the way that Jeffrey Jones and, well, Ferris's mom, I'm not sure what her name is. Yeah, Jeffrey Jones has had a rough go at it, but, that's what happens when you do crazy things. Anyway, let's not talk about that. That's not good. Showed that movie to my son a few weeks ago. He loved it. Interesting. I didn't know that like I figured that movie would not age well. But I still love that movie. I haven't watched it in many years, probably 5-10 years. In fact, I don't even know if I own it. I had it on VHS back in the day, and then I watched it so much that I kind of get, do you ever do that? Do you ever watch a movie so much that you're like, okay, I don't need to watch that for another, I don't know. I don't need to watch it right now. And you just kind of get sick of it. Ferris Bueller was one of those that I got sick of. So I stopped watching it, and yeah. I think the last time I watched it was on cable or something. So back in the cable days. So however long ago that was. What are we up to for the birthday? Again, I don't really have, I don't know if there's anything planned, as far as like the wife or the family or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, it's just another day. I'm not one of those big, like, oh, hey everybody, it's my birthday kind of thing. So this is actually a little strange that I would put birthday. I don't know. It's like I want to be one of those people that really loves their birthday. I just don't. To me, it's like this thing. It's just like, yeah, I was born that day. Yeah, it's like I crapped this day. It's like, okay, big deal. Yeah, I don't know. It's just another thing, but I get it. People like the attention and all that. Here's the thing. You really want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. You want to get down. You want to understand Rob a little bit. Here's the thing. I don't like attention for something that I had no part in. So, like, I don't like praise for my birthday. It feels weird to me. Like, if I do something good or funny or worth something, then sure, I like to have the praise for something that I did or something that I actually took part in. I didn't do anything. I was born. I don't remember it. So that day doesn't mean anything other than what other people have told me. Hey, that day is the day you were born. Okay. I'm taking your word for it. Well, it's on your birth certificate. It could be faked. I'm kidding about that. But basically what I'm trying to say is I like it for things that, I had to do, or, like I got a good grade, in school. Yeah, praise me for the good grades I got. But hey, you were born today. Here's some presents. But okay, why don't I get presents all the time? Well, it's not because we're poor. Oh, okay. I didn't grow up poor. I really didn't. I was middle class. But it's just, basically it just felt weird to me to praise somebody for something that they had nothing to do with. I don't know. Is it weird? And also the fact that the universe doesn't care how long a year on this tiny little marble going around a very lackluster star with a 8 or 9 solar system, depending on what you subscribe to. There you go. So that planet goes around. It takes this long to go around, and people say, okay, well, you went around the Earth that many times. Who cares? No alien's gonna care that I'm 48. Can you believe I'm 40? I'm gonna be 48 years old on Saturday. I can't believe it. I really, it's hard for me to even fathom that, because I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be 24 years old in the year 2000. And now I'm 48, and I don't know. It just feels weird. But yes, same person on both. Just saying. Okay. Uh, gross graphics, but it was the gameplay. NBA Live 98 was goofy AF, but so fun. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I didn't think that just it's personal opinion, right? I didn't care for that whole era. NES and the Genesis will always be my go-to systems. Yeah, see, for me, I never got into the Genesis except for there was one friend of mine that I would go, do the whole spend the night thing, right? And he had a Genesis. He had a Nintendo and a Genesis. I had the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. So usually what would happen is whoever was going to spend the night over at the house, the other one would bring over the other system. So then we could just swap the system. Oh, I want to play Streets of Rage. Oh, okay. Plug in the Genesis. They're like, oh no, I want to play Star Fox. Okay, well, gotta plug in the Super Nintendo. So that's what we did. So I have a little bit of nostalgia for the Genesis, but not as much as the Super Nintendo for me. So there you go. I only got to play Dreamcast at Kmart at a kiosk. I think it was one of the Sonic Adventure games. I was 5 or 6. Wow, you're a youngin' then. I mean, to me, you're a youngin'. Like, I remember Dreamcast was... God, that came out after I was married, I think, because my wife and I bought one. And we thought, and the reason we bought it is because she wanted to play House of the Dead with the light gun stuff. And it just doesn't work very well. So we played it a few times, and then I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast. And then I don't think I have any other games for it. Like physical games. So yeah, nature trip. Definitely going to be a nature trip. I just don't know like if there's going to be anything super cool planned, Like I said, it's more of a just a let's go do something, So I like Saturn even more, but it got super expensive to collect for, so I sold mine. I've never played a physical Saturn before. 0. I've seen them, of course, but I've never actually played one. So yeah. So yeah, when I got into the whole emulation stuff, I was like, I want to play a Saturn game. I've never played one. It's okay. It's not bad. I don't care about my birthday either. Yeah, and it's like after a certain point, you're just kind of like, what's the matter? It's not like for a while there, it's like, oh, you're 16. Oh, you get your driver's license. Oh, you're 18. Oh, you can die for your country or something. Back then, back in the old days, when you were 18, oh, you could buy cigarettes. That was a big deal. You could buy your own cigarettes instead of, getting one of your older friends to go buy them for you. Yeah. And then at 21, of course, you can drink. And then after that, it's like, what? Your insurance is supposed to go down at 25 or 26 or whatever. And then after that, oh, I'm 30 now. Oh, I'm 40 now. I'm like, who cares? Like, who really gives a crap about a 48-year-old birthday? I don't know about very many people who get that nuts about a 48-year-old. But there you go. Most years now, I forget it's my birthday, and my wife reminds me. Yeah, exactly. Mine's easy to remember because it's 0330, and so I'll just look and go, oh, my birthday's on a Saturday this year, okay, or whatever day. So yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire and The Quiet Man are movies I've watched so much I think I could go the rest of my life not watching them again. The Quiet Man, is that is that John Wayne? I think I've only seen that movie once. Doubtfire I've seen a couple times. I rewatched Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 times today. Still great, and even better, Rob is streaming today. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know about the Justice League, but did you watch the 4:3 or the black and white? What'd you watch? It's okay. It's okay. No, it's not weird. Just fixating on customs. Hey, Shozama. Good to see you, by the way. if I didn't say hi to you earlier. I don't think I did. I mean, this is the first one I got to. How's it going? And by the way, I'm just going to say, Thursday's Dave stream could be interesting. I'm just going to say it could be interesting. So, if you're a fan of Game Dave, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, Game Dave. Might want to pay attention to that. It could be interesting. So, what were dinosaurs like back in the day? Well, I rode one time. I was thrown off and impaled on a Triceratops. Yeah. But no, Caleb, thank you for you're freaking old. It's weird. It's like when I was young, I kept thinking like, what is over the hill? Over the hill is 40. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wow, that's really old. And then I looked at people back then, the 40-year-olds, and I'm like, man, look at these decrepit old mummified looking walking skeleton. Just, man, look at how old they are. And now I'm like, I don't really feel, I mean, other than a day like today where my freaking sinuses are killing me, I don't feel that old, and I don't feel like I act that old. Like I mean, I definitely don't act like a kid or anything like that, but I definitely don't have that old sensibility of like, oh, I don't understand technology, and you know, I'm just not that kind of person. Some people around my age are, maybe some that don't know how to use iCloud. But anyway, turns out the sun is kind of rare in our galaxy. Also, our star type. Whoa. Our star type is the main type of star where life could exist. Well, I think more than anything, it's about distance, right? If the sun's too hot, the planet's too close, everything burns up. If it's too far away, it gets too cold. We're in the temperate zone. But I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm no rocket surgeon. I have no idea. I liked Herzog's Way. I could be butchering that. And Mortal Kombat on Genesis had Blood with Code. Oh yeah, I remember that. 99.99 Dreamcast. That's right. Yeah, so it was something that we bought after we were married in September of 2000. So the Dreamcast was still around, but not for long. But yeah. Also could connect Sega CD and some full motion video games. That was 24 years ago, right, Matt Walls? I mean, it's weird, right? Like when you start to put things into context like that, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like my 30 year high school reunion is this year. I can't even fathom that. 48 is young AF, still 10 years younger than Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. Well, thank you, Bucho. I appreciate that. I give a crap, especially if they are my friend. Well, Ricky, I appreciate that too. Thank you. Me and my friends treat each other to meals for birthdays. However, a couple of friends, we exchange birthday gifts, usually video games and D&D stuff. Yeah, I don't have any friends like that where we exchange gifts like that. It's just not, I don't know. It's just not something. And here's the other thing. I'm terrible at remembering birthdays. And in this day and age, that's another thing where it's like, Rob, why don't you use, your calendar app on your phone? I don't think about it. And then it's over. And then I feel like crap. So it's basically, I'm terrible at that stuff. But the thing is like, every time Billy and Jay and I go and we film something, they pay for my meals. And I think mostly that's just because like they're, hey, you might as well get your meal paid for. And of course they use it as a business expense and all that kind of stuff, but still, it's weird. I feel weird when somebody buys my lunch, or whatever. I'd argue each one is more important. We lost a lot of folks before their time. Rufus, you are not wrong. You're not wrong. It's crazy the last few years how many of our like fellow people that we see in chat all the time on Billy and Jay streams. It's shocking. It's shocking how many people have gone. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Gonna be on Game Dave. Interesting. I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Age is a mindset. Well, not really. I mean, it is, but it's also after a while, you just start to be like, I hate it when this is just one of those things where it's not a big deal, and I don't get like super like bent out of shape about it. But when like a young person calls me sir, I don't know, feels weird because I know it's not like I call people like friends sir. Hey, how you doing there, sir? You know, or whatever. It's not like that. It's more of a I got to respect my elders, which I guess, hey, it's good that they're doing that, but still. The only dinosaur you rode was someone's mom. Well, here's the thing, Caleb. Yeah, the mom jokes, the mom jokes don't hit as hard anymore. And I think I told the story. Like my mom, I mean, yeah, she passed away a couple years ago, but this was way back, but God, it was probably around mid 2000s. I went on a string of it where it was like your mom goes to college, just like Napoleon Dynamite, right? It's like it didn't matter what somebody said. Man, I gotta go to the dentist. Your mom goes to the dentist, and it's like that's not the burn you think it is. But it was just kind of funny because I would say it all the time. Well, I kept doing that, right? And yeah, it was a situation with a girl that I worked with, and her mom had just passed away, and I felt terrible, and it was just one of those things where, yeah, yeah, it's just a weird thing. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. I kind of want a movie about dinosaurs, or like a movie about the Ice Age. Did you hear that they're going to do another Jurassic movie? And it's going to be directed by Gareth Edwards, who did The Creator, who did Rogue One, who did the original Godzilla. So somebody with an actual visual, like a visual style, that could be really, really interesting. And supposedly Scarlett Johansson is going to be is somewhat attached to the movie. That's going to be interesting. Like I haven't really ever since that first Jurassic World just completely turned me off and made me realize, okay, these movies aren't for me anymore. I hadn't been interested in any of them since then. That's got me interested. Gareth Edwards being involved has got me interested because after The Creator, I'm a fan of that guy. I like his visual style, and I like his thought process when it comes to movies. So that could be cool. I mean, it's not really about dinosaurs, but you know what I mean. Herzog Zwei was great. Zwei. I don't know how to say it. I'm guessing Zwei. But there you go. Hope there's some game playing on Game Dave show, not only movie chat. Last week was just the ranking of the music and tuned out. Well, Shozama. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what the plan is. But it could be exciting. It could be exciting. It could be fun. Have you ever thought about trying movie tier lists, Rob? Calum, you son of a no. Movie tier lists is one of those things where it's tough for me. Because like I usually have like my movies that I feel like are the top, but like Star Wars, it's hard for me to rank the Star Wars movies because even the bad Star Wars movies have really cool scenes in them, and it's hard for me to grasp. Okay, I think this movie is bad, and I think this movie is bad, but they both have really cool scenes in it. So which cool scenes are better than the other bad movie? You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to do movie tier lists, and they take a lot more time. My 10-year high school graduation is this year. I'm not going to it. I have better things to do. Matt Walls, I've never been to one. So there you go. You graduated in 2006. Wow. Almost 20. Almost 20. Yeah, the only thing that I went to is a couple of years ago, and this was right after all of my uh in fact it might have been right in the middle of a bunch of my surgeries. I went to uh a band reunion, and it was like if you went to South Grand Prairie, if you went to South and you were in band between these years, you're invited to this. So come hang out and it'll be cool. And we did, and it was awesome. It was really fun seeing a bunch of people that I went to school with. Uh and then what's weird is one of those guys I was talking to and hanging out with and was like, it's like, oh, man, it's a cool guy. Cool guy. And he died like a couple of years after. So it's like, and then somebody like me who I was like on death's doorstep many times and I survived, but he didn't. And it was just, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to lose people like that. And it's like, and then weird movies, or not movies, but songs like just weird Forever Young. I think about that song and I kind of feel like in a lot of ways, all those people are still that age. And then when I see them, I'm like, holy crap. Like there's a couple of people that look almost exactly the same, but then a lot of people were like, I wouldn't have recognized you if you hadn't told me, hey, I'm so and so from whatever. I would have been like, really? Because holy crap. And I look pretty much the same with a goatee, a little more gray. But yeah, it was not. It's nuts, man. But it was fun. It was actually really fun. If you're doing camera work, it makes sense to get your lunch. I would tell you not to feel bad about it, but I know how it is. I feel bad when people give me stuff too. I'm just one of those people that I'm just used to paying my own way on everything, you know. But Wraith, welcome, happy birthday, Rob. When I'm in Texas this October, food is on me. Well, I mean, isn't it going to be anyway? I'm just kidding. Because you stole my copy of On Writing, so I had to go get my own copy. Thank you very much. I hope you read it. I hope you enjoyed it. But I bought this copy. It was $4 from Half Price Books, and I'm like, I don't have this book physically. I'll buy it. But I hope you're doing well, Wraith. I hope your story's doing well. I got called big guy today at work. Either it's because I look younger or because I'm 5'7". I mean, it could be, well, yeah, like, you know, when you call like really, really tall guys tiny, you know? But you just want to say that I'm young? Well, I don't know about young, TL. I mean, but yeah, there you go. Pirates is getting a full-on reboot. I know, I heard about that. And we're not going to really talk about it because there's not a whole lot to talk about other than, yeah, it's getting a reboot. I don't know, man. I don't know if you can. I mean, if you can tell a good story, tell a good story. But I think a lot of those movies really kind of pin on Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. And if you're not going to have Jack Sparrow, I mean, you couldn't recast, right? Would you recast Jack Sparrow? I don't know. I love, and it's again something that I never realized that I had such a thing for boat movies. Like Master and Commander is the movie that made me go, "Oh my God, I love this. I love this movie." And then Pirates, the first three Pirates movies, I haven't seen the other ones because I heard they weren't good. I love those Pirates movies. Love them. There's just something about them. I'm just like, I didn't realize how much I was into the pirate, you know, slash sailing on the open seas and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, the movie 65 with Adam Driver and the dinosaurs was surprisingly good. Loved that one. See, that's weird. I've heard that movie was not great. So I haven't watched it just because I heard it was not great, but maybe I ought to give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. And especially removed from, because here's the thing. That's the other thing that, man, today, this day and age, everything is either the best thing ever or it's the worst thing ever. And maybe that's what, my thing is, I shouldn't get caught up in that. And I should just judge it on my own, on my own, I really couldn't do a tier list for movies because even bad movies are awesome to watch. I disagree. See, here's the thing. There are movies like, for example, I'm just going to use one of the worst. In fact, the worst movie I've ever seen, Bigfoot versus DB Cooper. Like, there are people that watch that, and I'm like, unironically watch that. And I'm sitting there and I go, I don't understand that. When there's all of these movies from the history of film, for me personally, I can't waste my time watching a movie that I know is not at 100% of somebody's ability, right? Like, you watch Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, and maybe that is the best that those guys can do. But I'm not in it for that. I want to see amazing stories. I want to see great filmmaking. I want to see great acting. I want to see the best that can be done, And even watching, I guess my guilty pleasure, because look, I do have guilty pleasures, right? My guilty pleasures are martial arts movies. Some of those martial arts movies in that Shawscope collection, awful. Awful movies. And I know for a fact, because I own some of them, that some of those martial arts movies are even worse than that. And they're just like, they're barely coherent. And I love the fighting when it's like this. It's very rhythmic because they have no fighting skill. But for some reason, I can watch those. So I get it. I understand the bad movie thing. But for me, it's like, I reserve that for martial arts movies and pretty much nothing else. Like, I'll never watch Christmas Twister again. I don't care. Well, okay. The only reason that I would watch Christmas Twister again is if the guys wanted to do a sort of Mystery Science Theater, let's record a commentary over it and or review it and talk about how bad it is. That's it. That's the only reason I'd watch that again. So that's just me. Sun, sugar, drugs, children, certain things make you look older. Staying out of the sun and gaming is not one of them. Verified. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I don't look 48, is because I read a lot. And maybe that's it. Could be. I want to see 65. I haven't seen it yet. And there you go. Speaking of cameras, what camera will y'all be using for the movie? I mean, it depends. Depends on when it gets financed. Depends on how much gets financed. Because here's the thing. We would like to do the crowdsourcing thing again, because I think in a lot of ways it gives people ownership over the movie as we're making it. And I don't know about you, but I'm almost more invested. Like I did the Kickstarter for Chris Stuckman, his movie. And I have been paying attention to all of the official video releases of how the movie's going and all that stuff. I love that. And it feels like I took part in it, even though I didn't. So I don't know. It really depends on if we can get some outside financing. Because the camera that we had on Adventures in Game Chasing was an Arri Alexa Mini, which was used in Black Panther. It was used in Game of Thrones. It was used in it's used in very, very big productions. It's a beautiful camera. The problem is, or it's not really a problem. When we did like pickup shots and stuff, the biggest worry was that we weren't going to be able to match the Arri Alexa as far as the way that it looked. But then the Blackmagic camera came out. I don't know shit about cameras, okay? I'm just going to tell you that. But the Blackmagic camera that Billy has, we shot with that, and there are scenes right next to each other and you cannot tell the difference. And it's amazing. It really is amazing. So, what that means is, in theory, we could probably use the black magic and be fine. Be completely fine. In fact, we have, I'd say we might have access to 2, maybe 3 of them, which would make things really interesting as far as, would we film second unit stuff? Would we film multiple camera setups? Not sure. That all depends on whoever we get to do our lighting. If it's the same guy that did our lighting for Adventures, I'm not sure. There's a whole lot of things that go into that. But it's all dependent upon how much we get for financing. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of people who just want their name on a movie. Some of those people have money. So, we'll see. We will see. Did I catch you slipping? Wraith, you literally took that out of my hand and you said, nuh-uh. And I was like, buh. None of that happened. I basically said, look, I've already read this, but I'll buy it if you're not going to buy it. And you bought it. And I think you bought it for like 50 cents or something. It was ridiculously cheap. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you read it and I hope you enjoyed it. In my opinion, Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow. I mean, I don't think you could recast for sure. So you're right. Wow, I'm way behind. Hi, welcome to Order 42, where we get behind in the conversation, and that's what happens. So, yeah. Maybe they could do a prequel about Davy Jones and his relationship with Calypso. I'd watch that. Sure. Here's the thing. There are so many different stories that you could tell. I'll tell you this. I can't go into detail, but there is a story idea from, I'll just say, from someone in the Game Chasers crew, that when they told me their idea, I thought, holy crap. And it immediately got my brain firing. And I said, oh, and you could do this, and you could do that, and you could do this. And I would say it's a piratey kind of movie. I'll just say it. If he wants to do it, I'll help write. I'll ghost write it. I'll write it because that is way up my alley. So, yeah. So that's one story. And then there's another story that I've been toying with. And it's basic. It's a Western. So, because here's the thing. I've said it before. I'm not huge on horror movies. I'm big on horror movies with a twist. So, or horror movies with a unique take. And I think I have a take that might be somewhat unique. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, because here's the thing. You can come up with an idea all day long. Oh, what if you put, aliens and they're having sex with people from Australia? I don't know. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah. And they become like, I don't know. They're just play soccer a lot. I don't know. I'm just trying to say, you can come up with a bunch of ideas where you're mismatching stuff all day long, but it's in the crafting of that story and how the story plays out. That's what's really important. I don't even know what I was saying. I was just Australians. I don't even know. I want a good pirate game other than Black Flag. Have you played? Here's the thing. I don't know anything about them. Have you played the Sea of Thieves? Did you like that? I don't know. Never played it. Last few Pirates movies are not bad. They just aren't as good as the others, but still fun. Never seen Cutthroat Island, Shozama. No. There's some good parts like stunts and special effects. Story was okay. Oh, there you go. Ricky said Sea of Thieves. I like all the pirate movies, but there are some that aren't amazing. But they all have great elements. Yeah, maybe I need to watch the 4 and 5 at some point. By the way, anybody watching the 3 Body Problem? That's a thing. I already got to go, but I might come back. We'll see. TL, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Last Pirates gave me blue balls with the ending. I was hoping for a sequel when you know who walked in the room with Will. See, I don't know anything about that. Don't know anything about that. But there you go. Nick Cage is Jack Sparrow. I don't know if that could be done. The best that can be done. We all know it's the Fast movies. Do you like the old Cynthia Rothrock karate movies? See, what's weird is when you start to come to America to do them, I lose interest. There's something about it being in Chinese or Japanese that I love. I love the foreign. It's part foreign film. It's part crappy martial arts film. I think that's what it is. Zeno. I think that's really what it is. And like I said, there's also a movie on here. It's so sort of famous. It's called The Boxer's Omen. So, The Boxer's Omen. Look it up. That's in the Shawscope Volume 2 that I just finished watching the other day. That movie is batshit crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if I like it. But yeah. It's nuts. Bappy Hearth Day. A good single player pirate game. The Rock is killing it in WWE right now. Honestly, some of his best acting. It's interesting, right? Black Adam comes out, gets a little not so great. So then he goes back to wrestling for a while. I feel like he's trying to build himself back up a little bit. As Mr. Lobo from Cinema Insomnia on Twitch and Roku says, they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. While a good motto, I do enjoy watching a bad movie sometimes he puts on. And that's the thing. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm just saying for me, if I'm watching something and I can tell that it's, I don't know, like either, because like you point at, well, they're low budget movies. Okay. Well, look at The Terminator. That was an extremely low budget movie for the time. Amazing movie. Amazing. What they pulled off in that movie is amazing. Star Wars. Blair Witch Project. The ones that really just, you can tell there's a lot of talent in the storytelling, in the acting, all that stuff. So, but I totally get it though. If you're into that stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. But you can't make me watch Bigfoot versus DB Cooper again. That's just the way it is. Sorry if that was off topic. Don't worry about that. No big deal. I backed last minute, never done anything like that before. Sucked waiting that long for it, but it was rad to be part of something so epic. Blackmagic cinema cams are goals. Oh, yeah. I use a Sony ZV-1 and that hurt the bank. It already had an upgraded model. Cameras are so pricey when an iPhone does so well these days. Absolutely. See, that's the thing. It's getting to the point where if you've got a good story, just shoot it. Shoot it with your phone. Because, and I've even had people tell me, hey man, your editing is on point. And I'm like, really? Because I'm doing it in iMovie, the free software that comes with my Mac. I'm still using iMovie. I have what's the other software? Not Premiere. I always forget the name of it. It's the one that Billy used for the movie. But yeah, I've never gone past that because I've never really done anything that I need crazy stuff. And I don't like the super hyper frenetic editing that happens today in YouTube. I don't like a lot of that editing. I like it to be more simplified. Less is more, you know? When you're constantly zooming in on stuff and all that, it hurts my eyes. Cuz I'm old. So I don't do that. And iMovie works well for me. So yeah, you got an idea for a movie or for a short film or whatever, shoot it. Shoot it with your camera phone and yeah, there are no excuses. I guarantee you, if we had the place to shoot it, we could film the entirety of Chuckleheads on that phone. Guaranteed. And it looks good. Alejandro Marquez, yo, Rob, happy birthday. When is it? It is Saturday. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. But thank you. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not anti-birthday. I'm just meh birthday, you know? So, and like I said, even though I'm like, oh, I didn't get any presents to show off. I did get this. So, Steam Deck is good. By the way, I've been playing a lot on the emulation station. Played a little Halls of Torment, Vampire Survivors, of course. I got the first Nier Automata game because it reminds me a lot of the way that Stellar Blade is going to play like, and I'm excited for that one too. Demo comes out March 29th. So Friday, if you're interested in Stellar Blade, I think Stellar Blade looks awesome. You know? I mean, yeah, you can say, hey, jiggle. That's the reason to play Stellar Blade is jiggle. I mean, sure, yes. But the game it looks nuts and it looks beautiful and I want to play it. Hope you have a good birthday, man. Squiggles. Thank you. I don't even know if you're still here, but welcome and thank you. You know I'll be there to carry cables for you. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens and when. And like I said, man, I'm super excited for this script. It's a script that it really is. I mean, I'm doing all the writing, the physical writing, but me, Billy, Jay, and Melvor, and my friend John Michael, we've all kind of come together and come up with some really, really good stuff, some really good story elements that I'm very, very excited for. And again, Billy says that he sees a lot of potential in this. So we'll see what happens. So, but no, the birthday stuff is fine. Just, you know, I'll tell you this. Here's an example. I was 4 or 5 years old. And the reason that I know this is because I actually remember this. You know how, you know, you go to a convenience store in a small town and, you know, they have like the, like keychains with names on them, right? So it's like, you know, A through Z around this thing that turns and you can, oh, let's get Candace. I don't know why Candace, I just came up with that name. Let's get Candace a keychain for her, you know, while we're out on this trip. And you're like, oh, it's a blinking keychain. Yay. Okay. So this was back when I was, like I said, 4 or 5, had to be 1980, 1981, something like that. My parents found a record. So it would play the record and it sings happy birthday and it says my name, right? It says happy birthday, Robbie. So I went by Robbie back then. And they start playing it, put it on the record player and they start playing it. And I just start bawling. I'm crying because I felt like, and this is the thought process. It wasn't embarrassment. It wasn't anything but I can't believe they went to so much trouble. And it's like, I'm not worth that. Even at 4 or 5 years old, I don't know what makes a kid think that, but that is what I remember thinking. Like, this is too much. It's too much. It's too much. Like if somebody came to me and gave me a car for my birthday, I'd be like, whoa, that's way too much. That's way too much. I expected, I don't know, a $50 gift card to Amazon. And you got me a car. That's way too much. So yeah, even as a little tiny kid with probably something, they went to a store and they're like, oh, this is kind of, you know, $2, I'll buy this or whatever. But for me, it made me feel like they went through a bunch of trouble. And ever since, my parents are like, don't get him anything with his name on it because holy crap, he'll hate it. They thought I hated it, but it wasn't that I hated it. I just felt so embarrassed, or not embarrassed, but like I'm not worth this. which is such a strange thing to think as a kid, but that's literally what happened. I don't know if I've ever told that story before. Maybe I have. I don't know. Blackmagic is a good camera brand. I'm guessing it's using the Canon EF mount, which is very versatile. Matt, I have no idea. I have no idea on that. But I'm way behind again because that's it. Rob had Familian flashback with the alien sex. I mean, possibly. Now that's a movie I get behind. Just kidding. And no, yeah, Alejandro, he was just kidding. He was kidding with the birthday stuff. I've also been working on a Western type story, just mainly jotting down notes over the last couple of years. And see, Matt, that's what you got to do. It's one of those things where, at least for me, the 3-day test. Because here's like you can fall in love with your own idea. And this is something that I think every writer probably does. And what I do is I'll come up with an idea and I'll jot it down, I'll write it down, I'll put it in my notes. I have a story ideas note that I go to every now and then and just kind of think about some of the stuff I wrote or the ideas I had. And if after 3 days of not thinking about it, and that's the hard part, is you don't want to develop it anymore. Let the idea sit. And if 3 days pass and the idea still sounds solid, then chase after it and develop it and try to make it into something. That's what I say. So yeah. I want to watch Three Body Problem. Looks rad. I'll tell you this, it is dense with the science. I mean, it is definitely, you got to be paying attention and you got to be able to, hey, I don't mind reading subtitles because the first few episodes in particular, you're reading a lot of Chinese, but it's awesome. I think it's amazing. I'll give you, I'm only 5 episodes in out of 8. First episode ended and I was like, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I read the book, right? Not bad. Second episode ended and I'm like, okay. Third episode ended. I was like, okay, that was really good. I like this show. I actively like this show. 4 was good. And then 5. There are things in episode 5 I've never seen before. And I've had ideas or read stories about things like that, but I've never seen it done so, like, it's visually insane, but the story's really good too. If you can allow yourself to try to understand the science. And that's the thing. Like, I remember Carbonite, I don't know if he's here tonight. Carbonite started reading Three Body Problem alongside me. I plowed through it. And if I didn't understand something, I would try to let the context clues kind of inform what that meant later on. Which meant that I didn't get everything, okay? He found it so dense that he was like, I need to take a break from this, you know? I think the show on Netflix is much more approachable, but it's still very, very science heavy. So if you're not into that, you may be like, this isn't very good. I think it's captivating. It's awesome. So Da Vinci, yes. Da Vinci Resolve. Thank you. That was it. But yes. So give it a shot if you're down. If you're down. I really like it. And I like a lot of the characters are very well done. So, which is something you don't really get in the book. That's the thing about the book too, is that there's, what I love about what they changed, because they have changed things. In the book, you've got this really brilliant guy and you're in the guy's head the whole time. So a lot of time he's working things out in his head and you're reading it. And the problem is there's nobody to bounce those ideas off of. The way that they've done it in the show is that there's multiple characters that kind of take on the lead role in a way, kind of. But what happens is you get that bouncing off, and it's really interesting, and it also allows you to make some interesting changes that make things a little more stressful. I'll say it's cool. I like it. I like it. So give it a shot. Yeah, Boxer's Omen. What a. I'm serious. I don't know. I've actually thought that maybe this is a movie that I need to bring to the guys and say, hey, we need to watch this movie and talk about it. Because holy crap. There's movie is batshit crazy. So I really want to shoot a short film. You should. And here's the thing. And this is what stopped me for years and years and years. Is because, I mean, obviously I like really, really well made movies. And my biggest issue is that in my head, I go, well, I can't make a movie like Spielberg. I can't make a movie like Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve. I can't do that. But you don't have to. Your first time out, just like anything in the world, you've got to screw up some. And you've got to go, well, that could have been better. And then, I mean, look at Hitchcock. Hitchcock went back and started remaking his own movies because he knew that he could do them better. So that's the thing. It's really just the process of doing it. And if you love doing it, because here's the thing, you might get halfway into your short film and you go, this is BS and I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like doing it. Well, then you know. But if you don't do it and you have a passion for it and you don't do it, man, you don't want to be me and be in your mid 40s before you figure out the thing that you really want to do for the rest of your life. Okay? Do it early. Do it as early as you can. Because I'll tell you what, if I could make movies for the rest of my life, that's what I'd do. No question. I love it. And that is actually something that I think I'm going to have to, talking about possibly having to go and get a job. I might go do some local film work, Hey, I need somebody to be a production assistant. I'll probably just start doing that because I need to make a little bit of scratch, you know what I mean? So I like the classic YouTube feel of just someone just talking to a camera like Boogie used to do. To me, that's kind of the charm of YouTube, just regular guys sharing what they love. I'm kind of like that too. And that's why I do things the way I do them. So, yeah. What was the budget for Alien in 2024 money? I'm not sure. Alien budget adjusted for inflation, about $40 million. Alien's reported budget was $18.5 million, which when adjusted for ticket price inflation comes to about $40 million today. It's pretty, yeah. I want to get a Steam Deck to use as a streaming PC, then game with my PC. Can you do that? I'm sure you could. You're still here, Squiggles? There you go. Stellar Blade looks good, but I don't think it's going to be on Xbox or Switch. Yeah, probably not. And I shall be there just to be here. Yeah, anything you guys need, I'm there. Would be awesome to contribute to one of y'all's movies in any way. Being on a film set alone would be legit. I'll tell you what. If you're interested in making movies and you go to a film set and you watch the process, you go, I love this. Like for me, that's what happened to me. The first day, I'm like, this is everything I hoped it would be. I don't get everything and I don't understand everything. And I started talking to people and going, okay, explain to me what you're doing. They're like, and we had a great film crew. We had an experienced film crew, but not so experienced that they were like, hey, would you back off and let me do my job? They were interested in talking and learning and teaching us. And it was just an amazing process. And I hope that every time we make a movie that we get people that are interested in being part of that team and not just, hey, you're lighting and that's all you do and that's all I care about. But we got ideas and we helped them. They're like, hey, we need to move this stuff so it'll be a while. And me and the other guys, we'd pick stuff up and help them move stuff. And they're like, you guys aren't supposed to do that. And I'm like, hey, we're all in this together. Let's do this. Doesn't happen. And each one of them kept telling us that they're like, yeah, this is unlike any movie set I've ever been on. So it was really, really fun. And I hope that we can continue to do that. So, Squiggles, I hope that we have the room to do that. I can't say yes because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I don't know if we're going to, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We may never be able to make it. It's possible that I write this script and we get it down to a part where it's like, this is perfect, and we just don't make the money to be able to do it, whether it's from outside financing or Kickstarter. It is possible, you know? And apparently we pissed off a lot of people on the last movie. And that's the other thing. And that's, look, this was done way before I became involved. One of the biggest issues has been getting everybody's stuff out. And trying to do way too much and too many different, there were 20 different tiers. No. In my opinion, there should be like a maximum of 3 tiers, or 3 tiers and one like holy crap tier, like $5,000. I want to be executive producer on the movie, which means you get to have some say and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, we learn early to not be a burden on others. Sometimes we take it too far. It just means you're a good dude. I don't know if that's what it means. May mean that I have some self-esteem problems. Drove 3.5 hours today. JX. Holy crap, man. Holy crap. Midday cruise here in Texas, huh? Yeah, sounds like it. John Michael. There he is. Did you hear me talking about you? Did you hear? Here's the thing. John Michael, did you hear me talking about you earlier? We were talking about Chuckleheads, man. And I was talking about that you actually had some ideas that might actually make it into the final thing. And dude, I was going to send you the 3rd draft, but I finished the 3rd draft and we immediately moved on to the 4th. So I'm almost done with the 4th draft. So there's another draft coming your way at some point. So, but thank you, John. You're a hell of a friend, and I hope I can. I don't know. I feel like I need to repay you in some ways too. So, oh wait, I don't want you to question your validity, so I'm not sending a present. As a matter of fact, can I borrow $60? Just wanted to drop in case I don't get to talk to you before your birthday. Have a day. John, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're still here. You might have already... Oh, there you go. You're still there. Okay. I don't like being alone with myself that long. I'm not pleasant enough company. Podcasts. That helps. And Carbonite, welcome. I was just talking about you, Carbonite. Did you hear me too? And Leon is here. Welcome, Leon. Good to see you. And Christian VS. Man, bunch of people and just showing up. I appreciate you guys being here. Hi. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, podcast. Totally do a podcast when you're driving 3.5 hours. Bad Boys 4 trailer was great. Did you guys discuss the new Alien film trailer already? No, we're going to get to it. The trailers is like the next thing on the list. But I'm still trying to get caught up in chat. But Leon, yes. Hi. My barbecue loving friend. Leon. That's how I feel just seeing a movie being made is something I'd never thought I'd see. So it's on my bucket list. I'll tell you, man, it is a beautiful thing. There's something about you get there on the day, you get your sides, which is basically the 3 or 4 pages worth of script. I think I gave my sides to Billy and Jay to auction off. I don't think I have them anymore. But it's basically like the 3 or 4 pages that you're going to film that day, right? And what happens is you're looking at it and you go, okay, we're starting from zero, from nothing. Where's the camera going to be set up? What's the blocking going to be? What's all that? And I mean, some of this is in a big production. There's already, storyboards and all that kind of stuff. But on the day, it was literally, okay, how are we gonna get this filmed, right? And it was there's something about it, man. It's pure creation, and it's right there on the day. No matter what, you're gonna try to get through these pages, this dialogue or whatever, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's a beautiful, and it's a combination, because it's not just the one person doing it. And that's why I get so irritated when somebody, gets mad at one person for this movie being bad or whatever. There's so many people that are involved to make this thing happen. And that includes camera guys, lighting guys, audio, effects, special effects, all of those things. There's so many things that go into it, that to sit and pinpoint one person and go, you did a bad job, oh, I hate Rian Johnson. I mean, that's just an example, okay? Just an example. I hate Rian Johnson for this. There were so many things that Rian Johnson had nothing to do with to make that movie happen. Whatever movie Rian Johnson might have made that might have pissed people off. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't just pinpoint one person. And in a lot of cases, it's mostly, we didn't have the time, we didn't have the budget, or it's the writer. In a lot of cases, when a movie doesn't work, it's because of the writing. Or it's, like I said, you ran out of time, you ran out of money. Or, in some cases, it's the studio going, oh, we want a scene where this happens. And you're like, that's dumb. Well, we're going to make it happen and fix it in post, or all that kind of stuff. There's so many things that can go wrong. So when you have people working toward one goal, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Glad to hear you're thinking about just doing the thing and starting on some local movie projects. I think the experience would be great. Yeah, and I'm going to have to, swallow my pride a little bit and do stuff that I'm probably not totally excited about doing, but it's also about making some contacts and maybe, getting some people, getting some other people involved. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to the new draft. Gonna bounce for now and then put the wife to bed. Hello to Leon, by the way. You guys have a good night. John, thank you, man. Talk to you soon. My dream movie is probably a kaiju movie. Biggest inspiration is Godzilla and Power Rangers. Yeah, see, Matt, that's the thing. You need to make some friends with some CG people. You need to make some friends with some model makers. Depends on which way you want to go. Because I guarantee you could still do it. It's just, you've got to really be creative. And I'll say it again. I think anybody, if you want to film a thing, film it. Do it on your cell phone. Put it in the damn, iMovie or whatever you got. Edit that sucker. Do it. And if it sucks, then you don't have to put it out. But you're going to learn something. You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to learn, okay, next time I'm going to do it this way. Or next time I'm going to film it like this. Next time we need a better story. Next time we need to spend more time on whatever. Next time we got to do this. Or you might go, this is not for me. Either way, you've tried it. And how many people, that's the thing, man. I think it would be very, very cool. I mean, I'm very lucky because I've gotten to make a movie, right? Make a movie that's on Apple and Amazon, and that's, to me, that's awesome, right? I mean, Leon's over here going, oh, okay, I made Captain America and, all this stuff. I know, Leon's not like that. But to me, that's really, really cool. I made a movie. But what if you just said, I made a short film? That's still cool. That's still really cool. When I say I was on an independent record label for my music, That's exactly what you. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Leon. Sorry, I didn't mean to out you like that. That yes, that's how that you're all like, man, my movie. I got to meet Zack Snyder. But no, what I'm trying to say is it's still really cool. And that experience, you will take something with you into anything you do. And that's the thing. Every job, every I hate the people. I don't hate people, but I hate the kind of people that will say this isn't worth me doing because because of whatever. It has nothing to do with what I want to do. You can apply. Do you know how many times I've applied things that I learned at Blockbuster to my regular life, to my YouTube channel, to my, the way that I deal with people, the way that I mean, there's so many things. So, yeah, it's part of your experience. It makes you who you are. An experience, man. An experience. So do it. Just do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do it 100 times and the novelty wears off. Highlight becomes what's for lunch or when's wrap. And Leon, I'm sure you do it enough, then yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But I've made one movie, so it's still like really fresh for me. So I'm that guy who just had sex the first time and is like, man, when's the next time gonna be? This is gonna be awesome. My second time was worse than my first time. Can you believe that? Anyway, uh, been a lot of trailers dropping recently. Oh, we're gonna talk about them. You got to go. Have a great birthday, Caleb. I'm sure I missed you, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. I say horror is the way to go on a small budget, not very expensive, and you have a built-in horror audience. I mean, that's the thing, man. It seems like, and I could be wrong, but I think most people that really love horror movies, they're more willing to give a chance to the little guy. They just seem more open to the new ideas. And I think that's really cool. Which is possibly why I'm thinking about that the next story that we should do should be a horror movie. Other than Chuckleheads. But yeah. When we did Conjuring 2, the budget was still pretty reasonable and there wasn't too much to it. I guess it depends on the scope of it. But see, like, I think it's really cool. It's really cool that we've got somebody like Leon who's worked on many, many different projects, but he's very like, eh. And that's the thing that it took me a long time to not put everybody on a pedestal, Leon and Yoshi taught me that real fast. Like, dude, hey, whoa, whoa. We just worked on the movie, man. And I'm like, yeah, but that's super freaking cool. Yeah, I get it. But dude, it's not that big of a deal. I still think it's cool. I'll tell you this. The Conjuring movies, I like them. The first two, especially, are awesome. I think they're great. But see, there are things about horror, because I want to talk about this. And this is, I do want to kind of touch on Late Night with the Devil because I saw it Sunday afternoon, which, most people go to church. I went to my church. I watched Late Night with the Devil. I got to say, really fun movie, okay? But there's this thing, right? And Carbonite asked me about this in a comment. Late Night with the Devil directors explain using AI art in the film, say they experimented with 3 images only. And people were like blasting this movie because of it. And I'm like, okay, it's not like they used AI. They used AI to quickly come up with the title cards. Okay. Did anybody watch Johnny Carson back in the day? And right before or after a commercial break, there would be the little splash cards that would say more to come or we'll be right back. Those little title cards. That's what they used those for. The AI cards for those. I have no problem with that. And the reason that I have no problem with that is because the AI art did not make or break this movie, and it didn't. It, I mean, I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. I understand that there's graphics that could have been created by a person that could have been paid, $150 to make these things, but I don't. I don't see it as a big deal. And I think there's levels, just like anything, right? Like when somebody is accused of some crime, and it's a misdemeanor at best, and the internet will go nuts and tell them, "Oh, these are the most horrible person ever," and I'm like, did he get anywhere close to what, like, say, Bill Cosby did, or something like that, or the guy, what was it, Robert uh, Blake? Robert, is that his name? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's levels. Okay? And I don't think the use of AI when it comes to the little art cards that were in the middle of the movie have absolutely no bearing on how genius the movie was and how brilliant the filmmaking was. That's my take on it. And I'll also say one other thing that might be considered, I don't know, controversial about AI. This is one of those situations where I don't think there's any way around it, and it's not going anywhere. And it's going to continually be used to write articles. It's going to continually be used to I would not be surprised if it was used in pre-production for storyboards. I wouldn't be surprised if it was used for backgrounds. I think it's a tool, and I think that it's just going to be a thing. And an artist will have to learn how to use this tool to their advantage. And I think that's what's going to happen. And do I think it's great? No, I don't. But I get the feeling that this is just the beginning. In writing scripts. I saw a video today. It was a performance of a girl. I think she was on a beach, and there's a person behind her, and she's talking to her, but she's looking the other way, and she's giving this really spirited performance with a couple of curse words. The AI goes in there, and it changes what she says, and it doesn't look wrong. It looks like she said frickin' instead of the F word, right? Then on top of that, same technology was used to make her say different languages, like speak in a different language. I think it's just coming, man. And it's going to be one of those things where for a while, it's going to be something that is absolutely overused. We'll be able to tell when it's being used, and it's going to be it's going to get nuts for a while. But then it'll be a tool, just like visual effects is, just like special effects is, just like different lighting is. I think it's just going to be a tool in the tool belt. And I just feel like that's where it's going. Now, here's the other thing. And this is another thing, is a lot of people say that, and I this is not an original thought. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right off. This is not an original thought. I don't know where I got this and where I read it, but it's stuck in my head. That one of the biggest issues is that, like, AI art is using imagery from no telling and not crediting those people. You got it from AI? Possibly, Shazam, possibly. But that it's looking at the Mona Lisa, it's looking at, your friend's website. You're looking at current artists that are working today and they're selling prints of their art and whatever. It's getting art from so many different places and it's not crediting them. And someone said, and I can't, like I said, I wish I could remember who said this, but they said, how is that any different than a person living their life, experiencing art in all of its forms, taking that in and starting off to where you're mimicking your influences. And then over time, you start to develop your own style. And over time, this art gets better and better and better. And it got me thinking, and I'm like, whoa, that is really deep. That is really, like, to me, the idea of artificial intelligence is that it's an intelligence that it's on the level of humans. And if you really think about it, that's exactly what humans do. I am a product of everything I've experienced. And some people just parrot what they've experienced, right? How many times have you seen that, right? That people just parrot an opinion, but they haven't really thought about what that opinion means. They just know that that's a response to this situation. The problem is they're not thinking clearly about what that might mean or what that says about them or whatever. A more intelligent person will take experiences and influences from all over, and that will make them into a person that allows them to be more well-rounded, say, or to see things from multiple perspectives. How is that any different than what AI is doing? And it got me going, okay, whoa. Because that is one of those thoughts that's like, holy crap. What if that's the level? Like, at this point, the AI is almost like one of those people who really hasn't gotten outside of the mimicry stage. Where it's like, oh, I grew up liking Todd McFarlane's art, with his work in Spider-Man and Spawn. And so everything that they draw is in that style. Is almost mimicking Todd McFarlane's style. And then there's somebody over here that might say, well, I like Todd McFarlane. I like Jim Lee. I like, Frank Miller's art. I like all these different artists. And then suddenly there's this new style that's born, but it's all the influences kind of put together. And it got me really thinking, am I wrong here? Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. But I feel like in a weird way, we might be an artificial intelligence, because that's really what people are. And what is college? Like, college is so that you can fill your brain with multiple points of view to make yourself into a more well-rounded person. So that when you deal with situations, you deal with it in a different way than somebody that hasn't been taught those things and hasn't been exposed to those things. They've said that as a person, if you want to be more well-rounded, you get outside of your own country and you learn about what it's like to live in other countries and to see how and I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's really kind of what an AI is. And we're basically sort of the same thing. You think of children, babies, they learn by mimicking first. Children don't have most children anyway. I mean, there might be the child of Jessica in Dune, say. It's a little advanced for her age. But most children are nothing but parrots. They're just mimicking what they've seen. That's why they say curse words. They have no idea what it means. They just heard it and they say it, or whatever. It's kind of interesting, no? It's one of those thought processes that got me going, okay, wow. That's kind of interesting. So anyway, I don't know why I went off on Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil's awesome, by the way. You should go see it. Again, it's one of those things where look, I know it's coming out April 19th on Shudder, and I had to drive. I won't say like a super long way, but I definitely had to drive outside of where I usually my little area to get to a place where I could watch it. But it was completely worth it. Other than the fact that I had to watch 10 minutes of commercials. Why is it that theaters can get away with that now? That if let's say the show is at 5:30 and they can show commercials, not trailers, literal commercials to me from 5:30 to 5:40. How is that okay? The other day when what did we watch? Oh, Ghostbusters. When we went and watched Ghostbusters, the movie started 30 minutes after the showtime on the ticket. How? How is that? That is not a customer friendly thing. Well, we showed you some trailers and and a bunch of freaking pop commercials. I don't need to know about Starry. Okay? I know about Starry. And guess what? I'm not a fan of lemon lime soda. So you can knock it off with the Starry commercials. Okay? And yes, I'm aware of the drink called Coca-Cola. I don't need another commercial ever again in my life to remind me of Coca-Cola. I know what Coca-Cola is, and guess what? I would love to drink Coca-Cola, but it messes up my stomach. So guess what? Stop it. And I don't want to see any more commercials about your devil corn either. Popcorn almost killed me, remember? Anyway. Rant over. Okay, 1,000% agree with John Michael. Not only to get amongst some more filmmaking outside of your Game Chaser's comfort zone, but even as a relative novice, you have sound editing skills that could be useful. Speaking of, I know you didn't mean this. Sound editing. So here's the deal. The other day, I'm reading War of the Jewels, a Tolkien book, right? And for some reason, I just wanted to hear Tolkien say the name Sauron. Like, how exactly is it supposed to be pronounced? How does the man himself do it? So I started listening to Tolkien recordings. And a lot of the ones on YouTube sound like they were ripped from like an old record. There's pops and hisses, and there's the sound floor, which is the hum or whatever that you hear at the bottom of an audio track, that or whatever. It's there, right? The sound of the room in a lot of cases. Very, very high and all that stuff. So I started taking those and I started tweaking them in my sound editing because I'm like, I'm surprised nobody's done this. And I start tweaking it and it sounds so much better. It sounds like Tolkien's in the room with me. And it was so cool. And I thought, man, maybe I could send this to the Tolkien estate and maybe they'd, I don't know, put some stuff together, or they'd go, hey, we want you to go in and edit all this stuff and make sure that it sounds really, really great. And you punch it up. And so I got these ideas in my head. Then I went to the website, which I think is tolkienestate.org. And guess what? Somebody's already done it. The same thing that's on YouTube is on like crystal clear audio on the tolkienestate.org or whatever it is. So anyway, but yes, I should probably do that. Yes. Nope, that was done in America. We did the atmospherics, rain, wind, snow, some of the blood stuff, and bits in and around the house and stuff in London. There's various ways you can do the crosses effect. It's not a complicated effect, in my opinion. I think people got after them because they want to nip that in the bud. Oh, yeah, the AI stuff I get. When somebody says, I don't like AI, I'm opposed to it in any way, shape, or form, I get that. But to me, this is not a situation where I look at that movie and there's so much ingenuity. There's so much thought put into the way that movie is crafted. And I'm talking about from the writing to the acting, the blocking, the way that things are edited. Everything is so smartly done that to completely dismiss this movie because they used 3 AI images, I would feel that that's a travesty. And it's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of another situation where somebody would be opposed to something. I don't like seeing animal cruelty. Well, all of the animals in this movie that were either fake or they weren't harmed. So, and people are like, well, I'm not watching it because of that. I'm like, yeah, but you might be missing out on a great movie. It's just one of those weird situations, I guess, where I totally get it. I totally understand being opposed to it. But that movie, the more I think about that movie, the more impressed I am. And the more I'm thinking, if there's a Blu-ray or a 4K of Late Night with the Devil, I might need to get it because it was fun, and I want to see some of the making of stuff. I think that'd be fun. Watch Ghost in the Shell 1 and 2, the anime films. They teach the same AI theory that children are AI. Really? And see, I've seen the first one, and the second one. I feel like I've seen the second one too. By the way, my head is killing me. Okay. Not literally hyperbole, right? But man, my head just hurts. It sucks. Because they need to stay open, movie theaters aren't consistently crowded like in the 80s and 90s. They aren't crowded because of the VHS, DVD, then Blu-ray, and now streaming. I'd rather have a commercial than a closed theater. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, commercials. Yes. And you know what? You know what, Shozama? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But the there's got to be some sort of man. Because you're right, man. I guess you're right. In a way, I guess you're right. But man, I freaking hate it. I hate, rushing to get to a theater so that I'm there on time and then have to sit there and waste my time. Maybe I should just go 20 minutes late from now on. Because Shozama, you're absolutely right. I would also rather have a commercial than a closed theater. And Zeno, I don't think. I mean, look, there are a lot of reasons why people don't go to theaters these days, but I think people who, and you know what, there's a lot of people that have never had that amazing theater experience. There's something like for me, even as a kid, man, when the lights would go down, I would be like, I'd be so excited. I'm like, I don't know what else is going to happen today, but right now I'm getting to see a movie. What journey am I going to take today? You know what I mean? And there's still an excitement there when the lights go down. Like, let's watch this movie. What does this have in store for me? And I love that feeling. And I wish that more people could feel that. And I know there's some people that have never felt that experience of a great movie going experience, whether it's, the crowd being super into it and all that stuff, or I don't know. He pronounces it Steven. The AUR is silent. I'm not sure what that is in reference to. I'm trying to think. Why don't you like seeing the trailers? I missed that. I think maybe it's because I'm so clued in that every trailer that I've seen is either a trailer I've seen a dozen times already because I go to so many movies, or because and that maybe that's my problem is I'm thinking too much about me and my specific movie going habits. Because you're right, there's probably people that are like, I don't know what this movie is. What is this, Godzilla versus Kong? What is this? Okay, I'll come back and watch that. I mean, it's probably just me being a curmudgeony old 48-year-old dick. Don't get me wrong, going to see something like Top Gun in theaters is a treat. Yeah, but there's, I don't know. Like I still, in fact, that might be something I do for my birthday. Maybe on Friday or Saturday is I'll try to go see Dune 2 again. I know. I know, Leon. Because that's what you sound like. But I love my Dune Part 2. I thought it was such a good movie. And I'd love to see it big again before, I get it home. Because I still haven't seen it again. But there is just something. And the thing is like I watched The Matrix on a regular screen. The first time, opening night, we all were sitting there shocked at what we were seeing. And I feel like in a weird way, you're changed by those experiences. And I love those experiences. I miss those experiences because you go to the first screening of a movie now, it's on Thursday at like 2:00. It's a different vibe completely, Back then, and I know you're like, oh, back then, how old are you? Yeah, but back then, the first screening was at 12:01. And the people who were there to watch that movie, that was the reason for everything. And it was something that you had to plan for because there were no assigned seats. So if you wanted good seats, you had to get there at like 9 p.m., 8 p.m. and stand there with your friends to watch this movie. And by the time you got in there, you were pumped. You were hyped. And we sat there and we watched The Matrix. When that came out, it blew our minds. When we watched Mission Impossible, the first one, 1995, I was 19 years old? When he's dropping through the ceiling, I mean, complete silence. And it was amazing because we were all on the edge of our seats. Don't make a sound. It was one of my favorite. Again, I have a lot of these stories. You name a movie from 1994 to say ever. If I saw it in the theater, I can almost exactly tell you how that screening went. Because I love the movie theater experience. And that experience is ingrained in the movie for me. Like, I can't think of Mission Impossible and not remember that screening. I can't think of The Matrix and not remember the sound of everyone going, whoa, when the bullet time sequence at the very beginning happens. And just being completely gobsmacked by that movie. It's an amazing thing. So, yeah. I don't have to tell you guys. Or maybe I do. Maybe I just need to keep saying it, and that'll make it real, and that'll make theaters. I don't know. Do you think kids are killing theaters? Kids don't seem at all thrilled with seeing a movie like we were. They have video games, tablets, TikTok, etc. At Carbonite, you're not. That's absolutely part of it. Because if you think about it, when we were growing up, even if you're, I'd say if you're under 20. I'd say if you're under 30, there's a good chance that movies just don't have the same draw for you. Because so many people now, they get their stories from video games. And they watch their YouTubers, and like my nieces and nephews, they're not big into movies. Now, when they come over here, we're watching some movies, damn it, But for the most part, they more look forward to their video games and their, getting on Minecraft and, doing whatever. It's just a thing. So it's, yeah, in a way, it's not that they're killing it. It's just that they're not interested in it. They're not as interested in that kind of stuff. So really, you've got little kids. So adults are taking their kids to go see these movies, but these movies in the middle, I think that's in a lot of ways, that's why some of those movies where you think they'd probably be hits and they kind of fizzle out and they don't do much. It's because that that segment of the population doesn't care about movies. And I feel that that's sad. But then again, I'm like, I've always been, tell me a good story. I can't get a good story off of a 1 minute TikTok. I mean, yeah, a little that's it. That's all you get. But a 2 hour movie must be a nightmare for them. I mean, okay, I'll give you an example. Ricky. Ricky is one of those where he's not a theater guy. And he's got to be doing multiple things. And I'm like, no, just sit and chill, But it's true, though, not just kids. I usually watch movies parts. See, I think it's, you can train yourself to be that kind of, like, I don't have time for that. But there's always a new generation of kids who need a new Spider-Man origin story film and new Coke ads. I mean, that's true. But again, they're getting their Spider-Man origin story from the video game, not the movie. So I feel like all the Star Wars shows are for older people, not children. I guess there are Star Wars cartoons for kids. Yeah, but it's like, I think that's part of it, is that you've got to figure out, okay, these kids today, that's why look, I understand why they did it. They tried to get the kids to, we got to go see this movie by putting a Star Wars thing in Fortnite. I get it. I understand it. It's, to us, it seems that's stupid. That's dumb. But I bet you it actually kind of worked. There were probably some people that went and watched The Rise of Skywalker because they saw it in Fortnite. It's a thing. That's why I like watching YouTubers in their 20s who love to talk movies. Gives me hope. Absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing. It's like, to me, they're all different and they're all valid. Like, I love a good video game story. I mean, you know me. Tears of the Kingdom, freaking Breath of the Wild. Are you kidding me? Great stories. Great story. I mean, those are just two examples. I mean, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of there are plenty of video games with great stories. There's some great stories there, but it's different than watching a television series. It's different than watching a movie. It's different from watching a music video. And so it's like, just because I can't get into the TikTok stuff, But you know what? There are some TikTok stuff that I've seen on YouTube, and it's pretty damn funny. But it's that short little 30 to 1 minute 30-second to 1 minute thing of release. Okay, that was pretty funny. Let's watch that again. Okay, that was pretty good. And you move on. But a movie does so much more than that, And a YouTube video will do, a long form YouTube video will do more, or can, not all of them, can do more than say a short or a TikTok. And then it can, there's room for all of it. And I think it'll come back around. And I think the kids, there is going to be that segment there of people that just never really value movies. And hopefully they can somehow win the kids back, so that when the kids grow up and they get to TikTok age, they go, okay, I like this TikTok stuff, but let's go see the new whatever movie, Hopefully. And that's part of it too. It's almost like, like religion. You want to try to get them early, Anyway, hey, I gotta go to the restroom real quick, so I will be right back, okay? We'll be right back. We'll go over the trailers of the week. And then, yeah, I might have to go because, man, my head hurts. But I'll be right back. Be right back. Yo. Sorry. The wife may be going to Walmart. And I told her, hey, if you see some of those new Oreo, the churro Oreo, pick me up one of those. Yeah. I don't know if she's going to go, though. She might wait until... No, she's got to get up early in the morning. She may not go. Anyway, that's what it was going on. Churro Old man Rob. Okay. OMR. Order 42 with OMR. Yeah. Them damn TikToks. Which trailers again so I can watch now? I was going to talk about Bad Boys 4. I was going to talk about Beetlejuice. I was going to talk about The Penguin. And I was going to talk about Alien Romulus. So there you go. Cheerio. Hey, there you go. I got nothing against young people if they've got passion and good taste in art and film. Yeah, and I mean there are definitely people that these days that do appreciate the older movies. And I mean just movies in general, but to me it's like, man, anybody who's tired of, I'm tired of the comic book movies or I'm tired of the whatever, man, go back in time. Watch some of those older movies, man. Some of them are great. The Criterion Collection is a great place to start, you know? And it's like, it changes your idea of what film could be, which is cool. So yeah, Bad Boys, Ride or Die. What do you guys think? Because here's the thing. I watched the first one. This one is not for me. I'm not a huge Bad Boys guy. Wait, the first one is with Téa Leoni, right? That is the first one, right? Bad Boys for Life ruined it. Should have been Bad Boy. Oh, no, I totally get you on that. Totally get you. Okay, seen them all except Bad Boys 4. I was just watching one for Harold and the Purple Crayon starring Zachary Levi from Sony Pictures. Interesting. I didn't know about that one. I don't even know what that is. Never been much for Bad Boys. Yeah, it's just like Will Smith is an acquired taste. You know, some people really like him and some people are kind of like, eh. Martin Lawrence, I've never thought was that funny. You know, so it's kind of like, okay, so one guy that I think is okay and one guy that I don't really care for. The only difference is I do like Joey Pants. Joe Pantoliano. The guy's awesome. But yeah, I mean, look, the trailer's out. It looks, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Shozama. I saw that you posted that Van Damme trailer. He's another one I don't care for. I don't think he's a good actor, and I don't care for those movies. I know, so sue me. Okay? I'm just not a fan. But hey, that's more for you. You know? Even in the Bad Boys poster, they even look like they don't want to be fist bumping. Look at their eyes. No, I honestly think they're friends. But the thing is like, look, Will Smith's troubles, I don't, the whole slap thing, right? I mean, I understand. People were mad. And you know, it showed that, you know, a side of him that has never been seen before and wasn't a good thing to happen, right? But it's very, she is going. I hear the garage. She is going. Okay, we might have some churrario. I don't even know if they're available yet here. because it seems like a lot of times there's two websites that I go to. This has nothing to do with Bad Boys, okay? There's a website that I go to called the Impulsive Buy, okay? And what they do is they show you like things that are showing up in, new things, new varieties of stuff that's going to show up in different grocery stores, right? Sometimes it's stuff that's only for Trader Joe's. And I'm like, I don't have a Trader Joe's anywhere near me, so I can't have that. But there's also an HEB section. And we're getting an HEB pretty close to us. Very excited about that. Anyway, but there's also like, here's the new flavor of Ben and Jerry's, and we review it, and blah blah blah. And then here's the new, you know, chicken fart blossom of doom sandwich from Wendy's. And you're like, I want to try that because I've never had a chicken fart blossom of doom. I don't remember what I said. Yeah. So, it's cool. It's a cool site. Anyway, a lot of times they'll post stuff about like a churro Oreo or something. I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. And then it's like a month before it's even available here in Texas. I don't know why. But anyway, hopefully we'll get some churro Oreos to try, maybe on stream. Happy birthday, Rob, huh? Anyway, so yeah, Bad Boys, meh. I don't really care that much. But last Thursday, Beetlejuice. The trailer came out. It's more of a teaser for Beetlejuice. I'm actually kind of shocked that they didn't put the teaser in front of Frozen Empire for me. I mean, you would have thought that was a no-brainer. Two movies that heading out. Have a good night. Hope you feel better, Rob Shozama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll see you Thursday. Game Dave, right? But have a good one, man. But yeah, it's good. It's good. And I'm excited because Michael Keaton. Like, who doesn't like Michael Keaton? Seriously. Happy birthday if I don't see you Thursday. Thank you, Shazama. Appreciate it. But yeah, like, who doesn't like Michael Keaton? Seriously. The guy is an amazing actor. He's been amazing for 40 years. More than 40 years. Great actor. So I'm looking forward to it. But you would think with the nostalgia and everything, it's like a no-brainer. But anyway, we didn't see it. We didn't see it with Frozen Empire. I saw it before. And yeah, it looks pretty good. This one, though, I'll tell you. This trailer makes it look so much more like just a crime movie or a crime show instead of a, like this is a comic book thing. No, it just looks like you're following a gangster in this town. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to sue you. Oh, Shozama said, I'm going to sue you for damages payment. Must watch more Van Damme movies. Oh yeah. And Xeno. Absolutely. Man in Black is great. And I like Independence Day too. I like a lot of Will Smith movies. I just don't think he's the great. Yeah, maybe she's getting a birthday cake. Nah, she won't. She wouldn't do that because we have a Nothing Bundt cakes around. Anybody had Nothing Bundt cakes before? They're awesome. Because yeah, you can get yourself a big, huge freaking, massive cake or whatever. But if you're, maybe not okay, you're kind of hanging off the healthy train. You're not all the way on it, but you can get like the little buntlet things. They're like this big. It's like a single serve piece of cake. Yeah, that's better. I'd rather have that than a whole cake that I got to stare at every time I open the fridge and go, because I'm that guy. I am that person. I'm like a dog in that when I see a bunch of food that I want to eat, I just want to eat it until it's gone. And yeah, the shame, the pain even from eating all of this cake, all of that will come later. But for some reason, I'm laser focused on I want to finish all of that cake. It's just the way it is with cake in particular. Anyway, so yeah, she wouldn't be buying me a cake. I mean, I could be wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, Colin Farrell, man. If you didn't see the Batman with Robert Pattinson, I think Colin Farrell has got to be the highlight, right? The movie is so good. I thought Pattinson did a great job with this version, this new. It is definitely a new take on what we've seen from Batman on the movie screens. I loved it, and like I'm continually shocked that that's Colin Farrell. Because let's be honest, okay? Let's all be honest with ourselves here. Colin Farrell's a good-looking dude, okay? He's a good-looking dude, tons and tons and tons of charisma. But when I watch this performance, I do not see Colin Farrell. I do not hear Colin Farrell. It's crazy. It's crazy how good the makeup and everything is. So I'm really looking forward to it. He also said that he really enjoyed making the Penguin, but it's super violent and like that it's very dark. So I'm interested to see, is this going to be like a TVMA? Is this almost going to be like an R-rated? Because I mean, the thing is with something like this, you don't really have to have crazy Batman stuff in it. Like I can almost guarantee you're not going to see somebody like Clayface or Man Bat or I don't know what's some of the other really out there Batman villains. Like I think it's going to be more grounded, right? I'm excited for this one. I think this looks great. So yeah, it's HBO, so I hope it's pretty dark but good. Yeah, and yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it looks amazing. It looks really, really good. So I'm excited for that. I think it just said, is there a release date for it yet? Penguin release date 2024. Thanks. So tomorrow or December 31st? Because the internet likes to do extremes, right? So it's either tomorrow or it's the last possible day with the furthest extremes. It couldn't be anything in between because there is no gray area anymore. It's black or white. It's left or right. That's it. That's all that exists. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm excited. And then finally, this is something that came out. I mean, look, we talked about it briefly, didn't we? Last week? Did we talk about this last week? When did the trailer come out? Because, oh my God, I've watched this 4 times, the trailer. I very rarely watch a trailer more than once. I love this trailer. I am so excited for this because here's the thing. I'm a huge Alien fan and apologist, you might say, because I like a lot of Prometheus. It's got its issues, but I like a lot of it. Alien Covenant, a lot of problems, but there's a lot of stuff I like about it. So, and Alien 3, I liked Alien 3 before the director's cut. I was always apologizing for Alien 3. When they killed off Newt and Hicks at the beginning, oh, sorry, spoilers for a 1992 movie. But when they killed off Newt and Hicks, people were so angry. I'm that guy. Just like when Luke throws the lightsaber over his shoulder, I leaned in going, oh, really? So what have you got for me, sir? That's me. That's me. I'm that guy who, when you do something that pisses off a lot of people, that's when I get really like, oh, okay. So yeah, Alien Resurrection though, let's be honest, it's not great, but there are really cool moments in it. Alien versus Predator is almost complete trash. the Alien versus Predator. I can't remember the subtitle of it. There were some moments in that I thought were super cool, and I got to interview the artist, the CG artist who did some of the work that I thought was so freaking awesome in that movie. Okay, why am I going blank on his name? He's a friend of Yoshi's. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I'm losing it. But anyway, amazing movie, or amazing artist on a not great movie. Why am I going blank? I'm so irritated. Nope. Stop it. Spiderwick Chronicles. Is that a new thing? Interview. Okay. Show all, apparently. Miguel Guerrero. Yeah. I got to interview him August 2nd, 2020. Man, it's been that long. But yeah, yeah. Great artist. Great artist. I loved his work there. And again, not a great movie. But man, the visual of an alien bleeding on a guy and the acid melting into his face and his face kind of melting into his face, like, dude, it was so awesome. And it stuck with me. It was like, man, that was messed up. That was him. He did that. Very cool. Anyway, loved a lot of Covenant too. I'm an apologist to my friends. They poo-poo me for it. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. We all have our things. We all have that thing that, like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that when most people are like, that was, I shouldn't say that, because there are a lot of movies that I think are bad that other people think are good. But I don't know. I will always apologize for Prometheus though, because Prometheus has so many cool things and it's visually just fucking amazing. I love that. I love the way that movie looks. I get it. I understand. Scientists wouldn't do that. Why would scientists take off their helmet? Why would they act like morons all of a sudden? Why would they smoke weed and just what? Okay. Granted, sure. But man, visually that movie is just, and I love the thing about Ridley is that the violence is shocking and it's visceral, and there's a and part of it is sound design. But I love the way Ridley does that. So in Prometheus and Covenant, there are moments that are awesome because of that. Because I love that. This, like I said, it's just, it's gross and awesome. And that's what I love about the first movie so much, is that it is like that. Anyway, Romulus. Let's talk Romulus. I'm not sure who did it. It might have been Shozama that posted the video with the director talking about the trailer and talking about the making of the movie. So that this is, I'm guessing it's pronounced Fede Alvarez. I haven't seen a single one of his movies, but this trailer has completely sold me on his style. Alien Romulus. Yeah. But listening to him talk about it and how much he loved those first two Alien movies, and that this is brilliantly done because it takes place in between them, that there's two levels, and this is not a spoiler, okay? There are two levels of this space station. One was built in the older days, and one is like a state-of-the-art thing. This takes place 20 years after the first Alien movie. So, the level that was, in two levels, Romulus and Remus. Twins, right? Look up the story of Romulus and Remus if you don't know what that is. Two twins raised by wolves, one kills the other. Anyway, One of the levels is an older styled level, so it looks like Alien. And then the second level is somewhere in between the two. So it's got some Alien styling, but it's also got a little bit of that Alien styling. So it gives you a story reason as to why there's two different visual styles going on. I think that's awesome. Don't Breathe. I still haven't seen Don't Breathe. That's one of those that's been on my list for years and I still haven't seen it. So I need to see that. I need to watch that. And the Evil Dead remake, I never saw that one either. So yeah, those are two movies I should probably watch. Cause yeah. But man, I just the way that it's shot, it looks so close to that level of man, I feel like this is a movie just made for me. And of course I love the story. I love the story of, that Fede ran into Ridley Scott, pitched him an idea, and then years later Ridley Scott called him up and said, "Hey, you want to do that idea you came up with?" I think that's awesome, and I want to see this. I'm so excited. Now, there's today on the John Campea show, they mentioned that at CinemaCon, which is in May, that a lot of times what studios will do is show you a movie that's almost ready to come out in theaters or whatever, that there are supposedly 4 movies going to be shown at CinemaCon. One of them has already been confirmed to be The Fall Guy. So they're going to get to see The Fall Guy early. But there's 3 other movies that they will show, 2, possibly 3 movies. They don't know which ones they're going to be. You hear that stupid... I've got some weird people living on my street. You can't hear that. I guess it's trying to block it out. But it's like, what engines are those? Is that a Vespa? What is that? Because it's loud and annoying. Anyway, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Romulus, and I'm hoping it is some sort of bike. Yeah. But it kept cutting out. I saw the mic level. It kept cutting out. So my filters are trying to take it out, but it didn't get everything. And it probably was, while I was talking, it was going on. Anyway, assholes. Anyway, and again, I get to be an old curmudgeon-y guy going out there. Hey, you get off my lawn, you son of a bitch. I can do that. Because that's what happens when you get old. Anyway. So yeah, when you're talking about things that you don't have to be old to hate that crap. Bonobo Juice, hi sir, welcome, good to see you, man. We've had just a little bit of everybody here tonight, and I love that. It's good to see you, man. But yeah, man, I'm completely sold. I don't know about any of the actors. I don't know any of those names. I even what was it? What's her name? Somebody said something. I think it was Caleb that said something about Civil War earlier, and I meant to go back to it, and I somehow skipped it. I probably can't find it. But trying to do YouTube show over here. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm playing a game and watching the show here. Hey, I do that all the time. I'm usually playing something simple like Vampire Survivors or something while I'm watching somebody, rattle on about whatever. See, the thing is I try to watch as many different takes on things when it comes to like news and things like that. But one of my favorite things to do, and this is a goofy thing. We can stop talking about it. I mean, we can still talk about Romulus if you want. But one of my favorite things to do is when there's a movie coming out that I want to see or that I want to review or whatever, I'll listen to the initial whatevers, the initial, like, what do they call them? The social media takes where they're like, hey, this movie's great, you should go see it. Or, hey, this movie's got some issues, but overall it's pretty good. You know, that's as deep as we go into the review. I like to watch the full reviews after I do mine. So typically, when I'm uploading my review, I'll watch Jeremy Johns and I'll watch Chris Stuckman and Dan Morell and whoever else, right? Christian Harloff, right? I'll watch all those as I'm uploading mine. And a lot of times, you don't know how many times, I'm almost embarrassed to say this. There are times when I go, damn, I should have talked about that. Like every time. And it's because what I like to do is I like to give, you know, I like to try to give my honest opinion as quickly after I see the movie as I can. Late Night with the Devil, I actually sat on because I got home at like, that was on Sunday. And then I didn't do the review until yesterday. So I had a whole day to think about it. And I'm actually glad that I waited, because the longer I waited, the more I was like, I really appreciated it. So I think you would have gotten a different review if you'd watched it if I'd done it Sunday night versus Monday afternoon or whatever. But that's one of my favorite things to do, is to hear other people's takes on movies that I've just reviewed or just like. Like, I don't know how many times I'll watch a movie, like an old movie that I've never seen before. And one of the first things I'm doing after the movie's over is I go and search Roger Ebert to see if he reviewed it and see what he thought about it. You know? And it's like, doing a review helps contextualize what you actually think about a movie, but sometimes just reading someone else's thoughts on a movie can do the same thing. And it helps you contextualize your thoughts. Am I weird for doing that? I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Anyway. So look, here's the deal. My head is oof. It hurts. I don't know. It's so weird because you would think that the Tylenol, you're out of here. Well, Zeno, you do the thing. Have a good one, man. It was good talking with you. Just do another 4 hours on the latest UFO news. I don't honestly, I don't feel like there's a lot of UFO news right now. I don't feel like there is. There's plenty of like, still wearing my Roswell shirt. There's plenty of things going on, but nothing that's really blowing my skirt up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, eh. Can you hear the garage? Why did it sound like it was going to? Hold on a second. Yeah. Stay hydrated. But give me a second and just let me make sure that she doesn't need help getting in here. Hold on. I'll be right back. We're not leaving yet. Just hold on. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm back. No, no churro Oreos. Not yet. So, yeah. Uh, see who we Good Times Gang catches in one of Wraith's streams or one of Rufus's streams. There's always news. Hold on, everyone. Yeah, here's the thing. The my biggest issue is that there's just nothing meaty for me. Like, look, you know me. I'm very skeptical, but I also believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, and there seems to be a lot of smoke. So I want to know more. Okay? The biggest issue is that lately there just seems to be a lot of, and it could be just a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we the public are not privy to, but I sure would like to see another hearing, something official. So I don't know. Oh no, watching the trailer for the Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead remake. Yikes. Oh, it's bad. I saw I what's his name? The dishes are done, man. Keith Coogan. I saw Keith Coogan post it, but I was like, it's probably not for me. So Wraith, you like the Aliens 4K? You like it? You of all people? I'm just kidding. No Keith Coogan, no watch. I mean, not wrong. Is it smoke though, or is it simply steam that various tricksters want you to see as smoke? Okay, Bucho, I know you're like a Mick West fanboy, but the truth is there's a lot of stories, over the last 80 years that have never been refuted and that I find credible. So yeah, when there's different footage that comes out that doesn't look exactly, maybe great or whatever, or whatever. Yeah, there's no solid evidence. Sure. But there's also a lot of credible witnesses. That's all I'm trying to say. But no, it's so weird. It's so weird seeing The Last Jedi, right? There's people that think it's really good. There's a few people in the middle that go, yeah, it's okay. And then there's but then it's like most of the time it's extremes. With the alien stuff, you're either a complete skeptic or there's that infighting that goes on where it's like the complete believers and the complete skeptics. With the alien stuff, with the James Cameron Blu-rays, it's the exact same thing. Extremes. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. Oh, it's what it just seems like it doesn't matter what aspect of anything. But it's like the internet for some reason has broken people's understanding and has made people not be able to live in the middle and see the shades of gray here. And that I can look at the Aliens 4K transfer and say, yeah, I kind of wish that we got two versions. I wish that we had gotten a version that was completely untouched. It was literally just take it off the film, scan it in, put it on a disc. You know what I mean? And try to, maybe Dolby Vision HDR, punch up the colors, all that kind of stuff, make the contrast more, all that stuff. But leave the grain intact. And then there's people, but then I also look at it from the perspective of James Cameron wants the grain removed. But I mean, there are people being called like there was a guy in my comments on that video that was just basically telling me, he goes, I'm sorry that you can't see how bad it is I'm sorry, the blah, blah, blah. And I finally said, dude, I've seen you in multiple comments basically try to refute anyone's opinion except your own. It said, I understand why you feel the way you do, but I don't understand why you're talking to people like this and blah, 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 you know? And it's just like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So yeah, I think that the Aliens 4K is amazing, and especially for the thinking that they're doing, where, you know, having a movie that's probably more marketable without grain, and people are gonna watch it more without grain. I'm kind of, that's kind of how I look at it, and I kind of say, yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it. I like it. It's a BET Plus movie. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Interesting. I'm kidding, dude. I don't really want you to carry on if you're hurting. Go take a break. We can yap UFO stuff on Discord or whatever when you're feeling better. Quality is good. Oops, caps. We should do a Discord meetup video session in the UFO thread. Dude, I'll tell you this. We should just do more of those. But the problem is, like I said, there have been so many times when I'm like, you know, this is probably going to be a good time to do it, and then something comes up and I have to leave or whatever. So, sorry. We'll do some meetups. There are a ton of folks in the middle of the UFO thing. They're just not as loud, so they get drowned out by the true believers and the hardcore skeptics. Yeah. Like I always say, no remake has ever hurt the original movie. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Remakes are fine because it's never going to touch the original. And what was the one I just thought of it the other day? A really good example. Harry Potter's a great example. I think the movies, the only movie that comes close to capturing the feel and the spirit of the Harry Potter world is the third movie. The first two movies are almost verbatim for those first two books, but they're kind of meh. I mean, they're fine. They're adequate. The third movie took the ideas and ran with it and made the world feel lived in, and it was amazing. The rest of the movies are paint by numbers and just not very exciting to me. I just don't think they're well done. So yeah, but that doesn't touch the original books, and I think the books are better in almost every way. The books are better. So, if nothing else, a bad remake makes the original look even better. Yes. Yes. And yeah, that's like a sequel, and I think that's why people were so mad at the sequel trilogy, right? Is because it actually took those original movies and taints the story by adding to it in ways that are really unsatisfactory. And I can see that. There's that guy again. I don't know what that is. Some sort of bike. But anyway, yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and call it because my head is just, I mean, ugh. And I want to just kind of sit and relax and maybe watch Three Body Problem. By the way, yeah, you should watch Three Body Problem if you want. Because I'll just say from a guy who likes science stuff, there's some cool ideas. And if you want to talk about, this is one of those where if you look at Three Body Problem, you might think, hey, is this sort of one of those things where it's like, hey, we need to make this to try to soften the blow on disclosure? It's cool. But anyway, look, thank you guys so much for the wonderful, wonderful happy birthday greetings and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for being here and for chatting. I apologize, but I mean, yeah, my head is really hurting. It's hurt all day. Hopefully I can just go to sleep tonight and it'll be fine. tomorrow. But I hope you guys have a great night. And Jinzu, yes, thank you. Yeah, Bonobo juice. Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. So hope you enjoyed it. And thank you to YouTube again for the crazy boosts in my channel. You know, what, almost 50 new subs in like the last 2 weeks or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And 10,000 views on a short. What? That doesn't make sense for me, for my channel. But I appreciate it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you later next Tuesday for sure. Okay, bye. Oh crap. Oh crap. Hey, remember Thursday night, Game Dave, right? Remember Game Dave? Might be a thing. Just saying. Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, over on twitch.tv/GameDave. Maybe check it out. Just saying. Okay, bye.